What's up, everybody? This is Jocelyn Walker here with another session of the Royalty Podcast. We are here today, ready to chop it up with y'all, get some more fun facts out, some more good conversation, and we have a wonderful special guest on tonight. She is definitely not a stranger to New Destiny Center and the Royalty. This is my bestie, my little sister, Jimagato. And her name is Jada Reigns.
The last thing was that. Get on Facebook. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, so she is
Happy to be
here.
here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Our co-host could not be here today, but we are so lucky to have you on this evening. Our topic for today for you guys is alignment and the power of manifestation. And I thought this would be a great conversation for us two because we have both been like diligently being intuitive and intentful when it comes to like getting in alignment with our purpose and what God has for us. And I'm like, let's lay it out on the floor for the people so that they can hear it, have some revelation, and get some what's the word I'm looking for? Get some insight on
Clarity.
how it is, yeah, that they can get into alignment as well. So let's dive right in. I'm gonna first start by just simply asking like what does alignment mean for you? Like in your walk, in your day-to-day life, like what does that mean?
Alignment for me is, I feel like getting in close connection and in position to really receive God. Like,
Mm,
um, I feel like if you're not in the position to hear Him or to see the things that He's doing for you, then you out of alignment. You won't realize what God is really doing if you're not in alignment with Him. So that's what it
yeah,
means to me to be in position.
definitely. I definitely agree with that. And it's also for me, it's like uh that agreement process that you make with God, like I'm gonna ride for you. I'm gonna do your will, and in return, I know that you're gonna look after me, keep me safe, keep me protected. And it's definitely that getting in position and getting into an agreement with him and
Mm-hmm.
having that covenant relationship. And it's very
Yeah.
similar to like our friendship and
Mm-hmm.
any other relationship that we might have.
100%.
And it's crazy, like even speaking for myself, like I know a lot of the times like I have put energy in other relationships and like lacked so hard in a relationship with God,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that it's something different when really it's hand in hand. It's
Mm-hmm.
the exact same thing. And I know that like in our friendship, we've had like so many different like levels on our journey and
Mm-hmm.
um with us getting in alignment with God, I feel like it has aligned our friendship on an entirely, and I'm gonna stop saying friendship because we're sisters. It has aligned our
Mm-hmm.
sisterhood on an entirely like new level. And it's a great experience, like 100% a great experience.
Yeah.
Like for you,
I
like
feel
for you, in your walk or your alignment journey with becoming more in a position with God and your purpose, like how do you feel you've been able to manage uh basically like the thoughts or the feelings that like come against us in the process of getting into alignment? Because truth be told, like that's inevitable. The enemy, the minute you start getting into alignment with Christ, he always wants to send some type of attack, something, some distraction, something to throw you off your game. So like what's something that you do to try to combat those feelings or like to stay focused?
how I'm managing staying in position and that connection and agreement with God is one prayer. Like I like, I would pray, before, but right now, like you're saying, I'm really getting in covenant with God. Like
Mm,
he promised me some things and I'm promising him some things. Like, okay, I'm gonna
yeah.
get every day And I'm gonna make a conscious effort and be intentional about praying because that helps me stay focused. Like when I wake up in the morning, I've been having to get up earlier, but when I wake up in the morning, like it's an hour of prayer and it's effortlessly. Like
Mhm.
before, it would be like an hour. Like I was like, how have you been praying for an hour and
Yeah.
hours, but it makes me feel like so much lighter and
Mhm.
I just feel better. Like I feel like I didn't put my armor on before I walk up the door and deal
Mhm.
with whatever may, come my way. Like you said, as soon as you start getting in a position to hear God, to feel God, connect with him on a different level, that's when the enemy comes and tries to, place doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff in you. And the second thing is strengthening my faith. You know,
Mhm.
my faith has grown so much, and it's like I really believe that. And don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of areas I have to grow in.
Yeah, of course.
But I really feel like my faith has grown to such a deep level where I'm like, this is what I see, but I know what God said, so I'm not gonna let that
Mhm.
control my day. I'm not gonna let that control my emotions. I'm able
Yeah.
to feel how I feel, but not let those things control me, because I'm walking really in faith. So, like I said, one, prayer, and two, like just, staying in my faith and knowing what God has promised me. Like all things are working together for good. Like,
Mhm.
and just knowing like his promises, like it's
Yeah,
gonna work out no matter how it looks. So
definitely.
that's two ways I'm managing that connection right now.
Those are two very key things because for one, without having the faith, it's no way that we can even even take the steps to get into alignment because when you get into
Mm-hmm.
alignment, it's like you're relinquishing the your old self or your old way of thinking and you're becoming a new creature. So it's like we are like an open vessel when we come into alignment. And so like having that faith
Mm-hmm.
is like, Lord, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing, but I'm trusting you no matter what. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that is that is so difficult because we want to be in control so like real bad. We
Like,
want to be
okay,
in
guys,
control
get me
real
out the
bad.
driver's seat. Let me sit
Like
back in the back seat.
take the hands off, Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel.
Because I'm doing too much. Let me let you lead me and guide me.
Like every time. And I know
So
that's a
yeah.
lot. That's a big thing for a lot of people because it's like when we don't feel like we can fix a situation the way that we want to or in the timing that we want to, we get so easily discouraged. I know I have multiple times having that feeling like I am not capable of doing what needs to be done. And it's like, boo, you
Mm-hmm.
not God. Like let him sit back
Mm-hmm.
and let him be him. Let him
Mm-hmm.
do him. And just getting in alignment, like it's definitely still a process, but it has been
Mm-hmm.
easier to like acknowledge the thoughts when they come, like, all right, I see you and I hear you, but I'm not gonna allow that deter me from the journey that I know I'm destined to be on. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like as for our generation, I know a lot of people are struggling as far as like just to have a vision right now. And really, without a vision, it's hard to get into alignment because you don't know where you're going and what you're doing or who you're doing it for. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I want to talk a little bit about that. Like, how can we, as I don't want to call us millennials, are we millennials? I don't really know how that term.
Let me tell you how I was
I don't
about to tell
really
you
know
that
how that works.
I'm basically like, I don't know if it's Gen Z or Y or whatever. It's one of the
Yeah.
letters of the alphabet. I am basically classified as that. And I'm like, not under millennial. Y'all
Mm,
got me caught up in a rapture. So it's like it depends on the website, sweetie. If you go on there, it
yeah.
might say that this birth year to this birth year is a millennial. The other one is I think it's I wish I knew it's Z or Y, one of them. It might be, I think it's Gen Z. That's after
Gen Z.
millennial.
Okay. Before or
Girl,
after?
so yeah, but it depends
Before.
on where you in. But I feel like you said, like the newer generation, we don't And I can say like I was a part of that. Like we don't really know what and who we doing it for, and it's
Mm,
hard to find a vision, like you said. But I feel like what's so important is like we need to put down the social media, the
mm,
um YouTube. I guess that's social media too, but TV. Like I'm not gonna lie, the
yeah,
TV. Don't hold on me. Like y'all can take this phone, y'all can shut down the social media because I'm not even a social media girl. But this
right.
TV, I can
Got
watch
you
TV.
in chokehold.
So I have been, like I said, been being more intentional about like let me get in this quiet space. Let me
Yeah,
sit down. You know, I done got me a yoga mat and everything. Like I'm changing my life.
period.
So I got a yoga mat and I get on that mat and I get quiet everything. Turn my phone on do not disturb. My good sister tell you because she will. If my
I
phone is
hit
on do not disturb,
notify
y'all,
anyway.
she hit notify anyway. I'm like I'm in
Cause
the
you're
middle
gonna get a
of
word.
a
I'm gonna
prayer.
get a word through, just like Jesus.
So I will like, be intentional about getting in a quiet space, getting like,
Yeah.
sitting down and meditating, like,
Mm-hmm.
and not just praying, meditating on my thoughts, what I'm feeling, and really trying to gain clarity. Like I feel like once we gain some clarity on who we are, then we can start to get a vision on what we're supposed to do and what's our mission in this world.
Yeah.
Also I feel like fasting.
Mm.
Um,
Let's
fasting
talk about
like
that for
really
sure.
sacrificing some stuff that you do on a daily basis, and see once you take that out of your life, what kind of time that frees up and what do you do after that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, okay, and you can fast from different things. Usually people, fast from food, but I have
Mm-hmm.
done social media, TV, um, different foods, different things like that. Phone, like being on the phone, like
Yeah.
time, like, okay, I'm only on the phone for this many hours. Like I have fasted from all kind of stuff and really releasing those things and sacrificing like not talking to y'all or my family or
Yeah.
whatever or not watching TV or not being on social media. It's like, okay, so what do I do in this time? I have replaced it
Mm-hmm.
with like reading, not just the word, but like books and just expanding my mind. And it really gives you like, oh, okay, I could be doing this, or I'm really
Mm-hmm.
getting in tune with this side of myself, that you never even knew because you so connected to these other worldly things. And it's like it's deeper than
Mm-hmm.
you think. So
Yeah. 100%. That fasting is a big thing. And I know like we have had plenty of conversations about it because originally, especially growing up in the church, like they'd be like
give
fast
me a
every
burger.
first of the year. I'd be like,
I
I'm gonna
get
give
on the
it a
phone
good
like,
2 or 3 days.
we love God. We can do it.
I'm like, Lord, you know my heart.
And don't get discouraged if you have a backslide or something like that. Like wake up,
Yeah.
renew yourself, pray, repent, and then
Mm-hmm.
do it over again. Like it's hard, y'all.
It
It
is.
is. It's
It is
hard.
hard, but it goes back to that being intentional and like having faith because when you're doing and this is like anything really like our day-to-day stuff when we're doing stuff that has purpose behind it or like a specific thing that we're trying to gain that we know will be for our betterment, I think it gives us a different type of drive and a different type of
Mhm.
motivation to actually complete it. And I know now, like with me being more in alignment, like I was telling you, like when we had the 21-day fast at the top of the year, like this was the first time since growing up in church that I have was fully dealt like dived into it. Like
Fully committed.
yeah, fully committed 100%, like sticking to what the criteria was, sticking to like our scripture readings for the each day and each week, like what our goal was. And it was like an incredible feeling because usually prior to like I would get lightheaded, I would start feeling sick, and it was because I wasn't replacing the meal with any other type of substance. So it's like I was
Hmm.
still weak, but feeding yourself with the word and being in prayer and understanding that what you're doing is for a bigger purpose, I've noticed the complete difference. Like I was able to hear from God clearly. I was able to my prayer even changed. Like I know like a lot of the times like we be like, Lord, if you could just, help us get these bills paid or Lord help my child to calm down because but it was more so like Lord, like I know I am who you called me to be. Like I know I am the
Mhm.
head and not the tail. I know I am more than a
Good.
conqueror. So it was my prayer changed, and
Mhm.
it was all due to like being in alignment and having that faith, like trusting God. Like, Lord, you said these things, so I'm gonna command them with my mouth and believe them with my heart so that I'm in
Mhm.
total alignment and total agreement with what you have called me to be and who you say I am. And I
Mhm.
know last month we was talking about identity, but this definitely ties into that. When you get into alignment, you really start realizing who you are and whose you are on a whole nother spectrum. But for
Mhm.
those who are like are not on the greatest spiritual journey, or maybe like freshly new into it, like what can we give them as, I don't want to say advice, but like some tips to like having, what kind of intent can they have in order to grow closer or to keep that faith alive, that the journey that they're on into getting into alignment is worth it on the other side? Because I know like I've had moments when I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but Lord, I don't see it yet, like what's going on, and you can easily get discouraged. But what can
100%.
we give them advice on as to like how to stay uplifted and how to keep that faith? Like what does that faith walk look like? Like having that crazy faith. Remember we were talking about like having that crazy faith
Yeah.
no matter what, like how you
Yeah.
try God. Like what is that? I don't even know how
Um,
to begin.
I would say open your mouth. Like wherever you at, whatever you
Mm,
feeling, open your mouth and just have a conversation. I feel like people and even me, like, was like prayer is like this. It is a sacred thing. Let me not do too much. It is
yeah,
sacred, but like um it's a specific way, like you have to come to God and you got to be this kind of person to come to God and it's a certain talk. It's
yeah.
like open your mouth. God, I
Mm-hmm.
need you. I want to know you. I want to know who I am. I want to know who you see me to be, like you were saying. Open your
Right.
mouth. Just start talking. And
Yeah.
you praying, you talking to God. Prayer is talking to God. So
Mm-hmm.
make sure you open your mouth. That would be like a thing for me because I know like when I was um like before I started praying and I mean before I started getting in alignment, like my prayer was different, but
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe I should be doing like this, or maybe I should be doing like that. And it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
because he heard me when I was like, God, I need you. Because something
Yeah.
showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So is open your mouth. There's no specific way. There's no specific way. You gotta call, you gotta come to God. Like just come to him
Yeah.
and be honest. And the Holy Spirit will go and advocate for you. Anything that you're not letting off your, your
Mm-hmm.
spirit or your chest or whatever. Open your mouth. And the second thing, I know y'all tired of hearing me saying it, but get in a quiet space, y'all. Like
No, seriously.
get in a quiet space, like just quiet your mind. And we was listening to that Stephanie Ike message, and it was about
Yeah.
faith, and she was like, quiet your soul. That's deep.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Quiet your
She
soul.
said, shut it down.
Go to sleep. That was for real,
No,
for
but
real.
that's real. Like,
Like and really like when I don't think that we're aware of how much time that we don't get quiet time for ourselves. Like
mm,
if you got kids, like I don't have no
yeah.
kids. But if you got kids, you got a son, like you got to make sure
Mm-hmm.
he's good. Like if you go to work, you go to work 9 hours a day. It's only 24.
Right.
You got you know, your family members, you might be doing
Mm-hmm.
something or for them or with them. Like take time, and it's not selfish. You know what I'm saying? Take time
Right.
for yourself. Like take time to really sit down, put your phone on do not disturb, turn the TV off, and get really in a space. And you know, just like I said, open your mouth. Be like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who I am. You know, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm worried. I'm whatever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and get in that quiet space, and then it was something else. Um, I just the moral of me saying those things is just like I know how people might think like, oh, like you have it all together, like this is how you able to do this. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't start going to church till I was like 12. And
Yeah.
that's when my mom started going, and she years older than me, so it's like I didn't grow up in church. I went to church on and off, and I have took the time out to know God for myself and what I believe,
Yeah.
strengthen my faith. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, but like it's so worth it, y'all. Like to
Mm-hmm.
the end, like once you get fully in alignment, and I don't even feel like I'm fully there. I feel like I'm just
Yeah.
got my toe in, and I'm like, yes, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, the third thing is people be like, oh, I don't know how to pray, or I don't know how to do this, or I don't know if God is
Mm-hmm.
there, He's listening, or whatever. Chase God. Let me
Yeah.
not, because I'm gonna get too real. We honest. I forgot to say this. Chase God how y'all chasing everything else. How you chasing
Yeah.
your man, how you chasing different worldly things. Chase God how you are chasing those things, and I guarantee you will see results.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. Chase God how
Yeah.
you chasing that relationship, because
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff comes from God, feeling fulfilled, all that stuff, like
Yeah.
all that. Like once you get in alignment, you'll be at so much peace. And that's the other
Mhm.
thing I think we're lacking. We don't never get time to sit down and be with ourselves, because it gives us a sense of peace. And
Yeah.
once you get that peace, you're never going to want to let it go. Never.
Yeah.
So just to recap.
Yeah.
Um, open your mouth,
Yeah.
talk to God, and just open your mouth. 2, sit down in a quiet space.
Mm-hmm.
3, chase God how you chase everything else, and you're gonna see results. That's how.
Absolutely. And it's worth it. 1,000%. That peace of mind has by far been the best benefit. Like the way I would get so flustered or frustrated with like stuff, I just be like, okay. Like, and that to me is an incredible, like
It
that's an
is.
incredible accomplishment because it's
It
like,
is.
ooh, when you frustrated, you ready to cut up. Your evil twin about to come out because
That back, that point back, 100%.
but
I'm frustrated, man.
that peace of mind, like this battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. Oh God, that's a
But
word right
also, what do you want me to learn in this? Like,
there.
I'm about to cut
Mm-hmm.
up. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. But what do you want me to learn for this? Like, this person
Yeah,
did this. What do you want me to learn from this?
yeah. What is, and even what am I to gain from doing that?
100. That's even better.
Yeah, what would I gain from having that episode or cussing that person out or going left and getting out of my character? Now I'm all worked out. I didn't sweating my edges out, and you at the house chilling, just
And
give it
then
to
what if I
God.
really took it there?
Right.
It gets deep, y'all. Okay, it's
And
deeper than
that's
y'all
why it's
think.
like that's why it's imperative because that's why we see all these mass shootings. The suicide rate is at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um Mass incarceration is at an all-time high. People that are dealing with mental illness, like it is simply because people have not sat down with themselves. They have not
Mm-mm.
sought after God in a way that will heal them from whatever it is that they're going through because I've been on the other side and I'm like, Lord,
100%.
I give up. Like I'm in my darkest place right now and I don't see a way out. But to be on this side, looking back, like wow, God, I appreciate you so much.
I made it. This my girl, y'all. She didn't. Let me tell y'all. I'm so, 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 so proud of you. Yes,
Man, thank you
100%.
so much. It's literally nothing but the grace of God and
Mhm.
I cannot help but to continuously give him the glory really and it's like Lord, like, thank you. Seriously, because I can't even imagine for the I'll just give a brief little rundown of my testimony.
Mhm.
For people who don't know, I have been incarcerated. Um I was incarcerated from 2013 to 2015 and then I came home 2015. Then the next year later in 2016 lost my little sister, which is Jada's best friend. And so like that was another major thing. And then like in a toxic relationship, I ended up having a baby and it's like I had got so caught up on life. Like life was
We're
life.
gonna put a picture right here. She gonna
And
edit this
no,
out.
we won't. She has jokes. But there I looking back at some of the pictures, y'all, it's like that girl in
Who
those
was she?
pictures, oh my God. Who was that? She didn't even know who she was at that point.
You better speak to him.
And it's just it's impeccable and it's a blessing to see like that girl that I
Beautiful.
see in those pictures to this this queen of the kingdom that God has created and is brewing in me and through me. It's like it's a whole 360 and it's still work that I'm doing. Trust me, I'm
Hmm.
not perfect by any means, but it's been a major turnaround and eternally grateful, and that's why I just commend anybody that like surrenders, like be completely vulnerable with God, and
Hmm.
He will show up for you in the craziest way. Like I know, like my thing was like, how do I know if God is speaking to me? Like, how do you know God's voice? And it's like
100%.
it doesn't come. Sometimes it can come, you can hear it in your head, but sometimes it can come through another person. You can be listening to something, you can be reading something, and what you're looking for will be right there in front of your face. So I would say be attentive to the signs because God
Hmm.
will send signs right after something you pray for, and it might not be immediately after. It's always on His timing, which is it's hard, but trust
Yeah.
God's timing and
And it might not look like what you think it will look like.
or what you want it to look like, but
Hmm.
it's for your best
Hmm.
interest, your best interest. So being completely vulnerable and like I remember praying one time like, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to get I don't even know if you can hear me right now because I'm so lost.
Hmm.
And trying to basically like plead my case to him, but in that vulnerability, like he heard me and the deliverance process, you guys, like I got chills just thinking about it. Like
Hmm.
it's incredible. I'm
Yeah.
so thankful.
The
And it's
growth.
like once you get into that alignment, this is another thing that we were going to talk about. Like God, He grants you like the desires of your heart. Like the things that you're praying for, the things that you are hoping for, that you are sometimes like reaching for more than reaching for that. Like seek Him
Hmm.
first, and then everything else will become the way it needs to. It will flow the way it needs to. But when you are vulnerable, being vulnerable, He's gonna open those doors up, and that power of manifestation happens like crazy,
Will.
crazy, and it's
Will.
simply through our obedience. Like that's all.
Yes.
That's literally all He wants. He's like,
Sacrifice.
girl, stop being hard headed.
100%.
Why do we want to learn stuff the hard way?
Because
I don't
we think we know
understand
everything. We think we want to be in a driver's seat so bad. God be like, go ahead.
that.
Let's this car up.
See
Check the
how far
wheels
you
up.
get with that
Let
boot
me
on your
see.
tire.
Go nowhere. Let's try to shut all this out. And God will come. Like, you know what? Okay, I'll let you do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now I gotta sit you down. And even like how I would say, like
Mm-hmm.
you were doing what you were doing, and you
Mm-hmm.
was doing for a minute, and then he was like, oh, okay. So you're not gonna listen
You
because
gonna
you
keep
might have
playing with
got
me?
some signs in the midst of that. And he was like,
Yeah.
I'm out
Totally
here.
ignored her.
Like I
Yeah.
said. And he was like, oh, okay. Boot.
Yeah.
60 days. She ain't going nowhere. So it gets real. And I like we were talking about, like God has granted us free will. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he wants us to do A, B, and C. He wants us to be kings and queens and thrive in his kingdom. But
Yeah.
baby, he will let you do what you want to do. You got to choose him. Like I was saying, chase
Yeah.
him like you chase things. You got to choose him.
Mm-hmm. I love that
He
about
gonna
him.
give you
Like
all the
he's
grace,
so
all the
gracious.
mercy.
He's so gracious. So gracious. Like, oh God. I just thank
Hmm.
you because his grace is like it's impeccable. When I'm praying, I was like,
So I'm
Lord,
gonna ask,
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was
No,
just
go
saying, like
ahead. I'm sorry.
now in my prayer life, like I'm like, Lord, give me your character. Like I want to
That's what I
have
was gonna
that.
ask
Come
you.
on, we're in alignment. God, work on my character because like that
Mhm.
grace, that unconditional love, that I got your back no matter what, like real ride or die,
Like I didn't betrayed you two
literally to
times,
the
but you still
T.
there.
Come
So
on.
that's what I was gonna ask you, because I have been reading, and I know we've been both talking about like the Bible app and the word, the verse of the day, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I have been asking him the same thing about my character, and that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
able in certain situations that me and you are going through. Like, okay, like if God has done all that for me, why am and I'm praying
Mm-hmm.
for God to align my heart and will with His? Why am I not giving out this same having these same characteristics? How you talking about the fruit of the spirit? Why am I not having?
Yeah.
Why am I not having those things? Why am I not extending those things or operating in those things with other people?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about grace and like
Mm-hmm.
God's character and being that person? Like you pray and
Mm-hmm.
you ask God for different things, but are you operating in that? And I also wanted
Right.
to ask about agape love because I've been
Yeah.
looking that up and it's like unconditional love and God gives that to
Mm-hmm.
us every day. So is it hard for you to manifest those things in your life? Are you working on
Mm.
that or what's going on?
Definitely. I feel like that is a forever process simply because I know for me like when it comes to forgiveness it's been like a process for me because I feel like I have a big heart and I try to like make my people happy and I try to like overextend. I've had my days of people pleasing, so it's like if I have a moment or if I feel like somebody has crossed me or betrayed me or basically like threw me by the wayside in a way,
Mhm,
it hurts on a different kind of level. So it's like through being in alignment, like God is showing me like even with our like the stuff that we're going through and the
mhm,
conversation that we're having, like God even spoke through you to tell me like having that the grace that you once needed is what you also have to practice with people who are not
mhm,
on the level that you're at right now in this moment because you weren't always here. And it was like it was an immediate wake up call for me because you so instantly get caught up in your own feelings that you like be like, okay, well that person, so what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
they did me like
how
this.
can they do me like this, you know? And I gotta turn around and still be a good person. But that's not alignment. If you're not operating in that same grace that God always gives us, countless
Mhm,
countless amount of times, like if you are not operating in that, then you got a little bit more humbling to do, a little bit more humility you need to act in, and it's like, dang. I guess I still got some more work to do. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's a journey
it
because
is. It's hard. It's
it
not
is
easy.
it
And
is
I'm not
because you
asking you that
literally
because
have
that's
to.
not something I'm struggling with. I
No,
just wanted to get your perspective too. But it's
no,
it's hard.
100%. It is simply because like we love hard, and if it seems like that
And we
love is not,
selfless.
yeah, if that love is not reciprocated in the way that we want at that point in time, then it's like they got me messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And it instantly becomes more so like a, well, forget them. Or like I'm upset, or like I'm gonna just fall back, and that's not what God is. That's not alignment at all. And I had to humble myself because I'm like, that same grace that I once needed is the same grace I need to operate in when it comes to someone who is not on the wavelength that I am now on. And
Mm-hmm.
that revelation, it spoke to me a lot, very deeply. It did because
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy at all. It's definitely not easy.
Mm-mm.
But that agape love and because I feel like you can still love somebody, but it's like, do I like you? And that's
Mm-hmm.
not God. That's not a lie. That's not
No,
alignment.
I feel opposite. I feel like agape love is like unconditional love. So like I love you, but I do not like you right now.
Yeah.
I don't like you right now, but I love
Yeah.
you, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be here for you, and I'm gonna give you grace. But I don't
Right.
like you right now. I don't. You done got on my nerves. You done
You
hurt
didn't
my
irk
feelings.
me? Yeah.
You done threw me to the side and under the dust and on the floor and dragged me. And you want me to do
Basically,
what?
I'm gonna pray for you.
But it. That's all I can do.
That's what I have to do now. I have to pray for
You
you,
got me. What
and I
do you
have
be
to
saying? You got me what? Bent.
bent. You got me so bent that I got to pray for you. Bend down on my knees and pray.
No, like seriously.
But like,
And it's
yeah,
like, but I
it's
love you. And,
I love you too. And
no,
I
I
I
do
thought
love
you
you, but I
said
was
you love
saying
me.
no, I do love you. I was saying like I don't like you, but I love you. That's what I was
No,
trying to say.
seriously,
You could
yeah,
have said you love me. I love you too.
love you. But yeah, I feel like that was a really good question because I think that's forgiveness is a thing that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. It's very hard. Like people hold grudges for years. Families have been broken for years due to something that happened when they were 5 and 6 years old.
They will
But
take that to the grave. They will take that to the grave.
and that is like I can't even imagine like what does that do for the body? You know what I'm saying? Like you harboring that much in you that it takes a toll on your health. I done been so upset to the point that I felt sick, headaches, just needed to lay
100.
down. And it's like I'm giving this too much energy and too much power. I got to give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give
Too
it
much
to God.
power.
So
And I
with that
never
being
understand
said,
people like, oh, when you forgive somebody, it's taking your power back or all this. And I'm like, I'm
mm,
good. Like, no, like it is like you said, it's power, it's energy that you
yeah,
holding on to. It's a lie.
it is. That's why it's key that
Mm-hmm.
people get in therapy, like, or get somebody that you can talk to. Get you a good friend, okay? Brothers, get you a good bro, somebody that got a good
Mm-hmm.
head on their shoulders that can give you wisdom and not like
Yes.
worldly advice because you can't just be taking advice from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You just
And
can't.
that's how y'all lost right now.
And
Yes,
it's
the
a
blind leading the blind.
that's
He
the
don't know what
problem at
he's
hand.
doing. What he gonna eat tomorrow and what he got going on for his life?
Yeah, and just imagine like our culture, like the African American culture, we have been so divided for so many years, like well
Mm,
beyond what we can even imagine. And to think like if we really tapped into like our truest potential and like really got in alignment, like the things that we could create, the things that we could
mm,
captivate, the movements that we can start would be, I feel like it would be like world changing
100%.
if that was to like ever really occur.
That's why we are the race that they keep try to separate and keep apart
Mm-hmm.
real bad because they
Yeah.
know that us coming together because separately the movements and the culture and the what's it called, like the influence that we
Yeah.
have just separately in these different divided groups, like if
Mm-hmm.
we were to come together, oh my god, like you said, we would change the world.
It
Like,
would be
and
impeccable.
I really really do want that. Like I do want us to really see the value in each other, but it's
Yeah.
like we will get mad or angry. Like
Mm-hmm.
people not even kicking it or loving on their family. So it's hard for them to go out and love on a stranger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I really, really, really pray that we get that together, our mental together, our spirit together,
Mm-hmm.
to just really know like that we are one race and we should be loving on each other and know how I know our power
Yeah.
with each other. Like it could be unstoppable because individually we have so much power when we are in
Mm-hmm.
alignment or whatever the case may be, like, baby, if we were to all like seek God's face and really gain clarity on who we really are, change the world.
It would literally probably be peace on earth. Which is so cliche to say, but I feel like it would totally
Hmm.
be that. Like nobody would be, everybody would be selfless. Nobody would be harboring anything. Nobody would be backdooring nobody. Nobody would be sneaking around. It would be
Crazy work.
like, it would be, oh God, it would be like the Garden of Eden probably before they messed that up.
Mhm. I'm like, hold on now.
Not you like
You
before or
like
after the apple?
we got a little bit of chaos over
Before she got
there.
tempted by Satan. But I feel like we would be so, oh God, I can just, God's glory would be on a whole nother spectrum if we could just
Mhm.
all like sit down and in this quiet place that you keep talking about. I know like during COVID, that was probably the most that people actually like really sat down and was like, okay, what am I
And I
doing?
think
What
that
do I like?
scared them. That
Oh,
scared them. They was
petrified,
like, I gotta sit down.
petrified.
It ain't nothing going on. And I feel like, uh, although a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and a lot of bad stuff did come out of that, I feel like a lot of good did come out of that because,
Yeah,
yes, baby, the world can stop spinning on its axis right now.
yeah.
It can be shut down.
Hmm.
And it ain't no social media. It ain't no go get your haircut. It ain't no more get your
Right.
lashes. It ain't no, like, be still.
Yeah.
And I think that that scared them and that made people really look inward, like, oh my God,
Hmm.
I need to fix some stuff.
Yeah. And I
Mm,
feel like for those who were willing to do the work, it actually was a benefit.
100%.
Yeah. It was so many people, like so many I feel like the black owned business industry like skyrocketed during that time. Like people start really tapping into like gifts and
They
talents that
yes.
were instilled in them at birth through God, and
Mm,
they were exploring them to the fullest capacity. Like even with the mask thing, like people started creating their own masks. It was just like it was so cool to see like the creative genius just come out of
yeah.
people during that time. And that's another benefit as to why, like, sitting down and really getting into who you are, whose you are, and getting into alignment with the words that he's called over us, the things that he's deemed over us.
Hmm.
You will see so many more great things like that. That was just a snippet of like
Hmm.
what God's glory can really transpire in our lives if we really sit down and like get into alignment. That was a
And
snippet of it. And if we was to see that on a grander scale, I feel like we said earlier, it would definitely change the world on a
yeah,
completely different way. They wouldn't even be able to know what hit them, to be
really,
honest.
really tapping into their like purpose. Like,
Yeah,
and that's all God wants. Like when you get in alignment in your
yeah.
purpose, He's gonna make that message known to you and move it through you so you can
Mm-hmm.
go out in the world and really do what you are called to do. And I feel like you said, the entrepreneurship, like it just boomed.
Yeah, it literally did.
It was crazy. And it was so, so powerful. And it made me be like, you know what? What am I supposed to be doing? What do I
What
like?
can I do?
And that's another thing when you were like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the question, but it was kind of like, I'm paraphrasing, like, what can people do that are not like, in alignment with God and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, um, I lost it.
It's okay. I'm gonna reel you back in. You were talking about how when people aren't in alignment, like we were speaking on what finding out what we like to do. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to say like start writing down things that you do like and figure out.
that's why we here. Wow, that's a blessing.
Come on,
So
God.
I was gonna say like start. I was exactly gonna say that. Start writing down what do you like to do. Also, like some of the stuff I learned this in a webinar. I don't remember who it was, but they were saying like write down the things that you overcame, and
Mm,
when you start doing that, you kind of start seeing a pattern. Like, oh, I'm good at doing this or thinking about this or overcoming this, or and it
Yeah.
could lead you to your purpose. So
Mhm.
writing is a big, 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 big thing. Like
Yeah.
reading and writing is such a big thing. Like when you start writing those things down and you put it on paper, you have something tangible to be like go back to and be like, oh, I was, even if you tracking your growth and you be like, okay, I'm not really doing nothing, I haven't went anywhere. When you
Right.
writing stuff down, you can go back like, oh, well, I was here and I was thinking like this and I was writing like this. So I have grown from 30 to 90 days or whatever,
Right.
so because I feel like another thing is like we always comparing ourselves to what everybody else is
Mm.
doing and what they have going on. Like, no, like stay in your lane and focus on you. And
Yeah.
like slow motion is better than no motion.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And you gotta trust where you at. Like trust the process. Cause I know
Josh.
me, I'd be like, oh, what's next, Lord?
Ooh.
What's next?
But imagine if he had given us the stuff that we asked for when
Ooh.
we thought we wanted it,
We would have
baby.
blew it.
But it no,
We did
we
blow it.
did, y'all. Now, if you know, you know. Okay. Now, if it did blow it, I
We
was ready.
blew it.
I was not
Let's tell the
ready.
people. Have we had the mindset that we have now when we were getting all those stimulus checks and we were getting all that free money?
It was
Jesus.
a pandemic. Okay. We weren't ready. So all that stuff y'all
Lord, thank you
asked
for
God
deliverance.
for, and
Because we were so lost.
right now we would easily be millionaires. But it's coming.
It's
But
coming. He had to
it's
renew our minds first. And that way, when it comes back, it's going to be endless. It's going to be for a lifetime. Our
um,
children's are going to be good. So,
mm, people I don't even know.
yeah.
People I don't even know touch the lives of so many, y'all. And it's like, but stuff that
Mm,
you think that you want and you need and you asking for and you chasing. And I mean, he was bleeding. You chasing. Baby, it's not for you.
Red
You're
Flintstone. Yeah.
not ready for that. And I
Mm,
thank God for that. Like, thank you for your divine timing because
yeah.
I would have blew it.
Yeah.
I stop saying that. You
That
did.
was
I
proof in
did.
the pudding
And that
that we were not
and
ready.
and sometimes you need that. You need God to show
Mm,
you, okay. And sometimes God will do that just to show you. Like,
yeah.
it's how we talking about the
Here you
bull.
go.
God will be like, okay, go ahead. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
You can
This
have
what
it.
you been crying for.
Go ahead. Take it. Jesus, girl.
Lord.
So
But
thank you,
when you
Jesus,
don't have
for
that,
saving
man, thank you, Jesus. Seriously. Because for that renewed mindset, like, it's the blessings that are coming after that are like endless.
me.
100%. That power manifestation, everything that you have asked God for, that you prayed God for, that you have been waiting on God for, the things that He promised you
Mm-hmm.
is going to happen once you
Mm-hmm.
seek Him and not seek those things. That's what
Mm-hmm.
be having us been out of shape. We want to be back
Yearning,
so bad.
yearning. Like Stephanie said, you yearning for all this stuff and yearn for the Lord once. Like,
It's
what are you really after?
crazy.
What are you really
Yeah.
after?
Lord Jesus, I thank you for that
Mm-hmm.
awakenment. That awakenment. I thank you for that. And I'm just happy, like I'm happy that we're in this space. I'm happy that we're here
Mm-hmm.
having this conversation and that God is opening us up to some dynamic things that are about to occur. And you guys,
Powerful.
I just want you guys to be on this journey because once you guys start seeing it, y'all gonna be like, I remember when they did this podcast on the royalty talking about alignment. And and please take heed. Like by no
Mm-hmm.
means is it easy. We never said that. We never said that.
Mm-mm.
But the road less traveled by is always the best route. I'm telling you. I don't
And
remember
about
who put that in the book. I think I just messed it up a little bit, but
and that's okay. We still
y'all
walking
know
the
what
walk.
I mean. They
And
know
if
what I
you don't,
meant.
look into it. Y'all gotta always do your own
Do
research.
your
Look
fact
into
check.
that.
Well, what were you about to say?
um, no, that you said that renew mindset is really that's the start of it too. Like you renewing your mind
Hmm.
to want to know God, and it's like
Yeah.
that that power of manifestation is real good and bad.
Mm.
So me, like you know me,
Yeah.
I'm down A to Z. I want to know what happened, how it happened, what it's gonna do. And
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I don't think this can work. I don't know. And that also comes with your faith too. But it's like
Hmm.
you have to manifest your faith. You have to be like, no, it's not like this is my faith is strong. Like I know God, I know this,
Yeah.
whatever, because that power of manifestation is works both ways, good
It
and bad. You
does.
can call bad things to your life just by your thought, your thought
Hmm.
life. Your thought life is important in your manifestation.
Yeah.
So make sure you are telling yourself like, no, I am good enough. Um,
Hmm.
overqualified. Um,
Yes.
God is placing my name in rooms that I haven't even thought of in positive ways. Like
Yes.
y'all better change that thought life too, because that is so important. Like and that's
Hmm.
something I'm still working on. Like I will
Yeah.
thoughts are creeping in and I'll be like, that is the devil.
I'm
God
not
ain't saying nothing
having it.
like that. God
Be
ain't saying
ready to
nothing like that.
square up when they come because I'm not having it today. I woke
God
up on
ain't
the good
saying
side
nothing
of the
like
bed.
that.
So
So
you
no,
gotta,
like
when you change that thought life, that's definitely, oh God, that's definitely the beginning of it. And it's an everyday
mhm,
process. Like we're saying, like, don't think it's going to change overnight. Nothing is going to happen overnight unless that's what God
mhm,
wants. But when you really doing the work, it's gonna take some time. But you have to
mhm,
continuously work at it,
yeah.
continuously keep going, continuously keep pushing those thoughts back down that are not of God. Stephanie has said another thing. I'm sorry, give her last name Stephanie.
Let me,
I'm sorry, y'all,
let
but
me see.
this is somebody else
No,
that we listen
I was
to.
I was say when you just said Stephanie this and last name, I said I hope I'm saying this lady last name right the whole time. I believe it's Ike, Ike.
Yes,
She
that's
is
what I
at one church, y'all. Check her out.
yeah,
She is a
one church.
teacher.
She's a good teacher, but she has said, dang it, what was I about to say?
I can't.
Bring
Stephanie
it
was
back to
about
me,
to
Jesus. We were talking about renewing your
thought life
mind, your thought
manifestation.
life. Oh, she was saying that, come on, Holy Spirit. But she had
Period.
mentioned that when we have those thoughts or those feelings that are like negative or have us like fearful, worry, overwhelmed, like that is
Mm-hmm.
not of God. He has
Mm-mm,
created us to be more than a conqueror, and we have to continuously be speaking those things over those negative things because those thoughts are strictly from the enemy. He wants us to feel like that
mm-hmm,
because that is not in alignment with God, who He's called us to be, who He created us to be. So you have to immediately remember who you are and whose you are. It goes back to that identity piece. Like you
mm-hmm,
have to know who you are and whose you are, and that's going to continue to help you on your process and your journey with alignment. 100%.
mm-hmm.
But she was basically saying like when you get those thoughts, those are not from God. God did not
Not.
call us to be fearful. He did not call us to be overwhelmed. He did not call us to be doubtful. He did not call us to have depression. He did not call us to have low self esteem. He did not call us to have a spirit of brokenness. None of that.
Hello. But that's what happens when you let those thoughts get in there and they start
Mm,
manifesting. And then those things you start drawing those things to your life. I
yes.
have seen a thing on Instagram and it said, I don't chase, I attract. You
Mm,
you saying, "Oh, I'm broke. I don't have no money," and I had to stop saying that. And we
yeah.
would be encouraged because like, we millionaires, or we gonna make money, or this is coming, or
Yeah.
this is only for a little while. This is just a season because you walking around like I'm broke, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I this, I that. You gonna have what you say.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be broke,
So,
busted, and disgusted.
crusty. Do you want to be crusty? No.
Or musty.
Like or dusty. Like
Okay?
no.
None of
I'm
the
that
above.
one.
And never that too. Come on, Holy
And
Spirit.
that's what you better tell yourself
Yeah.
every single day. Like I'm overqualified. When you doubting, oh, why? this position came up, or if you're not entrepreneur or whatever, oh, this position came up. I don't know if I'm qualified. I don't know why I seen this. I don't know why they sent me this. I don't know why. Because you were called to that. Let God use
Yes,
you and go where you're supposed to
please.
be going. You overqualified.
Yeah.
You might not have all these
Even if you
accolades
don't
that
know it
ABC
yet.
got, but that ain't what he called you for. He called you to do this. He ain't you and y'all be so worried about what everybody else got going on.
Mm,
What do you have going on?
yeah.
God has placed his favor in your life and you not even operating in it. Come on now. I ain't letting that go.
I'm not slipping
He
another
placed
day
a
of
favor on
favor.
my life. Huh?
I can't. I said I ain't slipping through another day of favorless opportunities.
Mm-mm. He called me to this, so he gonna pull me right on through it.
Come on, each and every time, y'all. We cannot
Mm-hmm.
stress enough how being in alignment is so beneficial and is so crucial for this time that we in. The world is gonna be going whichever kind of way it needs to go, just because that's what it's here to do. But it's up to us
Mm-hmm.
to know who we are and stand on what we believe and who we believe in, so that we don't succumb to what the world has got going on, because that is not the life that
Ultimate.
God has designed for us. And we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna wrap this up, y'all, because we'll be going all
Yeah.
night.
We
But I
will, y'all.
really,
100%.
I thank y'all, and I hope you guys gain something from this conversation on alignment and how alignment can lead you into the power of manifestation, good or
Mm-hmm.
bad, depending on how you allow your faith and your thought life to lead you. Just
Mm-hmm.
continue to stay prayed up. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Royalty Podcast. Thank you to my beautiful
Bye, y'all.
guest, my sister Jada
Yeah.
Rice. Did you want to give your handle for Instagram if y'all want to check her out? She has beautiful bundles. She is an
Here, we both
entrepreneur.
rocking it. I'm shy.
Okay. Check her out. Drop
Um,
your handles really quick.
I did want to say one more thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Cut me off, like no,
No, Lord, have
I'm
your way.
playing. But no, I just want to say thank you for having me on here. And I know we talk about this all the time, and I watch it, and I am nervous, y'all. I'm shy.
She was so nervous.
And it was really, really good, and it was just like how we normally talk. And I don't know why
I
I was nervous.
told you.
Like
I
I
told you.
don't, and I just thank you for having me on here. And I know that you're gonna do amazing things in this world. And this is gonna grow and be something that, like you say, you look back on and you're like, oh, I remember when I did this. So
Mm,
I'm so proud of her, y'all. Keep supporting, keep
thank you,
loving on my girl,
sister.
period. And if y'all don't, I will, period.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to say about this is my sister. Like, yes, it's my friend, but this is my sister. And
Mm,
I started my journey on my own. She started her journey on her own time, but now we have met up, and it is important to have people to support you that are on this different level. Don't get
yeah.
intimidated about how people you may think they think, or how they're praying, or wherever they may be in life and where you may feel you are at.
Mm,
Seek those people out that
yeah.
you see and you admire, and make connections with them, because you never know. You never know, and
Mm,
you need those people who are at different places to uplift you, to elevate you, to take you to the next level. So don't be scared of that. Our message today was iron sharpens iron, and we definitely have
mm,
been doing that for each other. And I
yeah.
love this girl. Like, this is my sister, and I send her mushy messages all day,
Every day, all
because
day.
we are so in alignment with each other and with
Yeah.
God, and it's so beautiful how it's
Mm,
manifesting different things in our lives. So
yeah.
get with somebody and build on that.
Yeah.
Pray about it. Don't, like she said, don't just be going out to
Definitely
anybody.
pray about it.
Pray about these people. You never know.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other thing I was gonna say, but my personal Instagram is
Yes.
Jada DR, so it's JADADR underscore. And JTB Fleek's Instagram is JTB Fleek FLEEK. Love y'all.
Period. Once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Royalty Podcast. Y'all keep tuning in every fourth Friday of the month at 7 p.m. We'll check y'all later.
Bye.